Hello, everybody. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. This is Sandy, and I'm joined today, of course, with Anna, who's over at 63 Washington Street, holding it down at the chapel. I wanted to share with the community this project that has been manifested in my backyard. I have this amazing sacred space for healing for one, because about one person can fit a yoga mat in my little tiny house project. But let me just show you, I'm so proud of Joey. I'm so proud of Stan and Greg and everybody, Jamie, and everybody that contributed to making this dream come true. I'm going to give you a quick little tour of my tiny house. So you guys may remember these appliances from the old location in Rockland. We were able to reuse and repurpose all of the things that I already had. We even have a toilet. And the most exciting part about my tiny house is this. It's a greenhouse. So we have a 7x10 greenhouse attached to the tiny house so that we can start to grow our medicine a little bit earlier. Look at how amazing this is. The greenhouse makes this tiny, about 200 square feet. And once again, shout out to Joey O'Neill. If you guys are looking for some carpentry work, he's the man. Look at this floating loft bed, which I still have to get a mattress for. But he did everything soup to nuts. He painted, he surprised me. He wouldn't even let me see this place for the last few weeks of the project because he wanted to surprise me. And shout out to Marianne from Plants and Ponytails for donating the greenhouse to the church so that we can get, again, our medicine in the ground a little bit earlier this year so that we have a more bountiful harvest. And speaking of harvest, it's Thanksgiving. So Anna, I just wanted to express my gratitude for you and for this community and for showing up and for holding space like you do. We are just so lucky. I can't even express how much support this community has personally brought to me. Shout out to Stenny and Mary Palmer. Stenny is an old friend of mine also who supports Irie Bliss and PCS&M Church and has since the beginning. So I'm just a super grateful human today. And I'm so excited to practice some yoga because my body is holding some grief today. I've been experiencing the emotion of grief. And I know that because of the work that I'm doing, I'm going to get through it. And that is all thanks to you. So Anna, I'm going to let you take it away and I'm going to practice some yoga with you. Thank you.
Do you want to talk about what you have going on this weekend, Sandy?
Oh, well, yeah. Thanks, Dan. The man behind the curtain. I love it. So that's right. So of course we all have Thanksgiving, and then thank you for reminding me, Stan, on Friday and on Saturday, the church and Irie Bliss Wellness will be open from 12 to 6 p.m. Of course, we are rebranding Black Friday. We're calling it Bliss Friday. And I am going to be having a 40% off store-wide sale. I only do this twice a year. So on Friday and Saturday, both online and in the shop, you can enjoy a 40% savings on all of my healing products, all my tarot cards, all my divination tools, all the cool stuff that we have in our gift shop. We have journals, we have crystals, we have jewelry. Come and take it all. Everything must go. Right. And so, yeah, so come and have a little fun and bring your own records. We're having a BYOV event, which means bring your own vinyl records and take your turn up at the altar. And you get to set the vibration and frequency and the energy for the rest of us, because that's what this is about. This is about sharing our love and passion for what brings us joy. Music is our number one sacrament here at the church. So bring your records, have some fun, bring your kids. It's going to be a party.
Yay. Awesome. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Well, I am also very, very grateful for Sandy and our community here, Stan behind the curtain always, making all of this possible and all the manifestations that have happened as a whole with this community. Super, super grateful. And I want to also honor that, Thanksgiving, of course, is when, family and friends gather. And But I want to also honor, those that, can't be with us, that also make this holiday or the holiday season more challenging for us. Honoring those that are going through difficult times right now, and just holding space for those that need it. I think that, of course, I think that it takes the ones that are in this place of holding space and a higher vibration, those that feel really grateful to be where they are, to hold space for those that are really feeling grief and the loss of someone, or someone they can't be near to. I know that I'm not close to my family, who is all in California, and will be um, getting together, and I will be missing. And but I'm also grateful for those that I can share, a meal and company and friendship and gratitude here. So on that note, it's okay to not be okay in this place and time. And give yourself the permission to sit with whatever you are feeling. Surround yourself, if you can, with those that you know that support you. Come to Soul Saturday, where there's always a community here to hold you and support you. And know that an affirmation that is also um, can be very valid in this place is, "This too shall pass." So, honoring yourself where you are, also honoring your joy and where you are with all of everything that you are feeling. And with this practice, give yourself the permission to take that compassion, bring it in, and practice with compassion, not just for your body, but for your mind and spirit and your mental health. So I fully support. If you just want to lie down today and stay there, that's totally okay. If you want to take a longer child's pose, that's okay too. We're going to take it nice and slow today, to honor ourselves and allow ourselves to feel, come into our hearts. So sit, allow yourself actually to come into a lying down position. We're going to start on our backs, and I will be there with you. You can, if you want to, bring the knees up, feet flat, or take a butterfly pose, or just extend your legs. Arms can be either by your sides, or if it feels comforting to you, maybe taking your hands to the heart space and just holding yourself. Feeling your entire body connected, whether you are sitting or lying down. Beginning to settle into your breath, in and out the nose. You can also place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart if that feels good. Allowing your toes to fall open, slightly tucking your chin. Inviting you to close your eyes. Allowing yourself to just be. Just be. Knowing that it's okay to feel whatever it may be that's coming in for you. Sitting with your emotions
and what you're feeling in your body allows you to process this through your body, out of your body. Our bodies are so wise, and if we allow ourselves to listen, our bodies tell us what they need. So if you just want to give yourself this hour to lie on your mat or just sit and relax in your chair, by all means, take that time for you. Sometimes we feel like we are sitting in a fire and it does not feel good. And that's okay. That's our humanity, our humanness. Knowing that the discomfort that we feel, the discomfort that is being processed through our bodies is another opportunity to learn about ourselves, maybe about others. I got a vision of a cornucopia, which is usually full of abundance and how we see it. It's kind of like seeing, the glasses half full or half empty. Sometimes that cornucopia can be empty and we want to crawl in, and that's okay too. It does not mean that it's not abundant, because remember, we are all abundant in love, in all things, and it's the little things to be really grateful for. Take a moment here to bring into your heart to hold space for those that need it. With your breath, you are filling and nourishing your bodies. Therefore, you are able to hold space for others that may need it. Those that may be lacking in some way, material, sharing the warmth of your heart with them. Knowing that there are little things that we can do, just little changes or little things that we can offer to help others, even a smile to a stranger. Breathe that in. Allowing yourself to feel fully supported and fully safe wherever you are. Feel the warmth of your hands wherever they may be. Feel the life that comes through you, through your breath, as the body fills with life, letting your chest rise, belly fill. And feeling that breath leave the body, releasing what no longer serves us. Inviting you to come into your intention. And it's okay for that intention to be self-care for you. Remembering that self-care is not selfish. It's something that we all need. It is one of the most loving and selfless things that we can do so that we can give to others of ourselves. Feel the contact of your body with whatever it may be touching. Feel the tongue in your mouth relax. Maybe really allowing yourself to release any tension that you may feel at this moment. Notice if there's tension in the shoulders, in the jaw, the brows. And as we begin to calm our mind with our breath, thoughts are going to come in. You may be feeling a lot, and that's okay. Allow those thoughts to come in. They are part of the process. They are part of your process. Inviting you to take a deep breath in with me. And a slow exhale out, allowing the belly to fall and chest fall, and fluttering the eyes open. Okay, so during this practice, I think what we'll begin is with some tapping. So if you feel comfortable bending your knees or keeping your legs on the floor and lying down, that's totally okay. So we're going to begin by bringing our tips of our fingers to our sternum or our chest, the center of our chest, and gently tapping. So I'm just going to sit up while I do this to guide you guys. But you stay lying down. So while you're lying down, just a gentle tapping at the heart center. A few breaths here as you gently tap. Take your time. Then allow the tapping to travel upwards, just below the neckline, still in the center of our heart space. Then I'm slowly going to begin to transition to the lower part of the collarbone, just below the collarbone, and gently tap there. So one of the things that we are stimulating as we tap this area of our bodies are the lung meridians. And that's where we do hold a lot of grief. So that is where we hold our grief. And as we're tapping here, just know that we're stimulating that area. You know, if then some things come to arise, it's okay to allow them to come through. This is also an area that stimulates the lungs and physically stimulates the lungs. So if you notice, you start to cough or start to feel something in the lung area or the bronchioles, you're just stimulating that, and whatever needs to come out, needs to come out. All right, so gently allow the fingers to travel towards the shoulders, but keeping them aligned with the collarbone. Taking them out towards the edges of the shoulders, still keeping them aligned with the collarbone. So you're covering that whole chest area. And you can travel back and forth if that feels good. All right, so it's going to start to feel a little, tingly in the body because we are tapping a lot. So let's begin to feel the fingers come back together to the heart space and to that neckline. So traveling just on the edge where the neck connects to the shoulders, and then begin to gently travel those fingers up and down the neck.
So here we are also stimulating the vagus nerve, calming our nervous system, bringing ourselves into more clarity and better focus and processing whatever it may be that we need to process. Just up and down on the sides of the neck. And then when you're ready, bringing the fingers to the jawline and gently tapping there. And as you tap there, remember that sometimes as very empathetic people that we are, just noticing that there is a difference between what is yours and what is someone else's. And that you do not have to take on other people's stuff. And then from here, from the jawline, traveling up the cheeks, and give the cheeks a little tap up and down, light tapping. So we are also stimulating meridians and stimulating marma points. And then gently bring the fingers, maybe just the index finger, middle finger, and ring finger just below the eye, right at that eye socket edge below the eye. Continue to breathe. And then gently taking those taps to the temples. Traveling up the temples. And hanging out there for a little while, maybe going up and down. And then taking the taps over the brows, traveling to the outsides, to the temples, and then back to the center of the brow, stimulating that third eye. And then up towards the hairline, up and down. Then bringing the fingers to the middle of the top of the crown, traveling them to the top of the crown and tapping on the top of the crown. Then bring them to the sides of the scalp, of the skull, just by the tops of the ears. Bring them back to the hairline, traveling back down towards the third eye and the temples, right on top of the brow. Back to the temples, back below the eye sockets, down the cheeks, down to the jawline. So traveling a little faster down the neck, down to where the collarbones are, and then below the collarbones towards the outsides of the shoulder, and then drawing those taps back in, and then back into the center of the heart or the sternum, chest bone, and in the center. And then let's bring our arms by our sides to just notice how you feel. Fingertips might be tingly. We just stimulated the subtle body, allowing this tapping to stimulate points where the vagus nerve lies. Now I'm going to lie back down so that we can begin to move our bodies. So taking a nice full body stretch, arms over the head, extend the legs long, reaching in opposite directions on a nice deep breath. Maybe yawning if that feels good and if that comes naturally, like you're just waking up. Bring the knees into chest, maybe rocking side to side. You don't have to squeeze in, just a light squeeze of the legs. And then let's bring our hands to our knees and rotate the knees in a circle. And then take it in the opposite direction and notice how it's massaging your lower back. Maybe taking a big circle or taking those little circles depending on how you want to feel it in the lower back and the hips. And then maybe taking the knees side to side. Another little squeeze in, and then let's lower the feet back to the mat. Arms by your side, we're going to do some pelvic tilts here. So we are gently taking the rotation or the tilt of the pelvis back, forward and back. And we're going to do that with our breath. As we inhale, we're going to gently tilt the hips forward and create a nice straight spine in our lower back, relieving the arch. And then as we exhale, we're going to gently tilt the hips back, creating that arch in the spine. And as you do this, you can gently sync your breath with your movement. Moving the hips with however the length of breath you are taking in. So a nice deep breath as you move with the breath, inhaling and tilting the hips forward, exhaling, moving the hips back, creating the arch. Back and forth. And then allow yourself to gently tilt the hips forward. Arms come over the head and we're going to take a bind elbow to elbow here, just the arms over the head. And then tilting the hips back, creating that arch in the spine. Nice deep breath in, tilting the hips forward. Exhale, arch the spine, tilting the hips back. Inhale, tilt the hips forward, creating that nice straight spine in the lower back. Exhale, creating the arch by tilting the hips back. And then just taking it back and forth. So of course, if there's any issues with the shoulders, you can just keep your arms by your side. And then bring your hips to neutral, bring your knees into the chest, a nice tight squeeze this time. And then arms are going to come by your side, legs together, knees bent. We're going to gently travel the knees over to the right side.
So we can move our arm here in our right arm here into a half T if we want, or we can gently just hold on to the floor, palms down, and then gently taking the hips in the opposite direction to the left side. So it's not how low you go, it's just a gentle movement of the hips side to side with the knees bent. Inhaling as the knees together travel to the right. Exhaling as the knees travel together to the left. 3 more breaths. That's 2. And 3. And coming back to center, gently placing the feet back onto the mat and arms by your side. All right. Gentle bridge. Just a nice lift of the hips, so feet are about hip distance apart. Arms by your side. You can bring your heels towards your buttocks to gently graze the fingertips, or just a comfortable knees bent, feet flat. On the inhale, just a gentle lift of the hips. Nothing to push yourself through, so usually we really lift those hips high up towards the sky. And if you want to do that, you can. You could gently lift them all the way up and allow that chest to travel to the chin. But don't push yourself. Just allow yourself to gently feel the movement. Let's come down. Notice how slow I'm going. Inhale. Lift the hips gently, slowly. Just allowing yourself to be with yourself. And just be with your movement. Gently lowering. And we're going to do one more like this. And then gentle lower. This time the arms are going to move over our heads as we gently lift the hips up. Not too high, just as long as it's comfortable. And on the exhale, we're going to lower everything down. Inhale, arms lift over the head. Hips gently lift off the floor. Exhale, lower down. And you could do this in a bed or on the floor. Inhale, reaching high, arms over the head. And by high, I mean just over the head. And gently lift, letting everything go back down to earth. Let's do 2 more of these. Exhale, lower everything down. Last one. Inhale, lifting the hips gently, arms over the head. And then allow yourself to be right here. Just hold this posture as we gently. You can actually rest your hips on a block if that feels too intense. So keeping those blocks handy and allowing the hips to lift or feel supported by a block. All right, so from here, arms can come by your side, lower down, and let's lift the legs up to the sky. Again, if you have a block handy, you can support the legs up to the sky with a block. You can bring your arms over the head if that feels good. And any way you want to place your arms, you can place your arms in the cactus, or you can reach your arms over your head. You can let your legs float. Notice my legs are wanting to just move side to side. I'm just going to remove the block, but keep my legs up towards the sky. Again, you can shift the legs if that feels good. All right, from here, hands to the tops of the knees. Gently bring those knees towards the chest, and then allow them to gently fall open. You can rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Extend the legs, arms over the head, full body stretch. And let's do a little banana stretch. We're going to stretch the side body. So let's walk the feet to the right side. Arms are going to follow to the right side. And take that left side body stretch. So we're creating a nice arch with our body, creating a banana shape or a crescent shape to the right side. So try to relax the left side of the body, but allow yourself to feel that stretch in the left side body. Sometimes I see people trying to reach that shoulder over. So just allowing that shoulder to relax. It's not how far you go. It's just allowing yourself to feel that stretch in that side body. Then feet come back to center. Arms come back to center. And then walk your feet to the left side. Arms follow to the left side. Nice deep breaths. Allowing yourself to feel whatever's coming into your body through your breath, letting it go. Breathing in love. Exhaling any discomfort. Couple more breaths here. And then gently walking your body back to center. Full body stretch. Beautiful. Right knee to chest. Interlace the fingers just in front of that right knee and gently squeeze in towards your chest. Flex both feet. Tuck the chin and let that knee travel towards that right shoulder. Tuck the elbows and squeeze. Extend that right arm long. Take that right knee across the body to the left side. Take a little twist. Nice deep breath in as you come back to center. Taking that knee into chest again with both arms. And then releasing to a full body stretch. As you take a nice deep breath in and exhale, reach for that left knee. Flex both feet. Allow that knee to travel towards the shoulder, towards that left shoulder. And then taking that right hand to the left knee, extend that left arm long to a half T and allow that knee to be guided by that right hand over to the right side, across the body. Taking the gaze to the left side. Coming back to center. Knee squeezes in. Full body stretch, arms over the head. Alright, so from here, lowering the arms and then coming over to one side and then gently lifting back up. Walking the hands up back to get yourself seated. And then taking a tabletop position. So let's stack those shoulders over the wrists. Hands are nice and wide open. Knees under the hips and feet nice and flat, aligned. So just watch if your feet are turning inward and gently align them. Let's take a moment to cat-cow here. On the inhale, let's tilt the tail up. Belly falls towards the earth and the gaze comes up to the sky. On the exhale, round in, chin moves to chest, tucking the tail. So getting a little more movement here in the spine. Inhaling as you extend, exhaling as you round in. Inhaling, extending, exhaling, chin to chest, tucking the tail, maybe pressing the mat away. Inhale, belly falls towards the earth, tilting the tail up, facing towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding in, tucking the tail. Let's do about 5 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling as one breath. Taking your time, maybe closing your eyes. Keeping the sight inward if that feels good to you. So when we close our eyes, we're just removing visual stimuli. So that could be helpful too to calm the nervous system. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. All right, let's take a nice wide-legged child's pose. The knees are going to come to the width of the mat, and the toes are going to touch. Hips are going to shift to the heels. Let's extend our arms forward and take a wide-legged child's pose, gently resting the forehead on the mat. Or if your forehead isn't touching the mat, allow it to rest on a block or a pillow. Then maybe walking the arms forward to just stretch the back and pressing the hips back, allowing for that full spinal stretch. On the next breath, let's tent the fingers and reach forward. Bring the palms back to the mat. We're going to take that right hand underneath the left arm and allow ourselves to take that right shoulder stretch. Notice what it feels like to shift those hips back towards the heels as you take this stretch. I'm kind of threading the needle here in a different position. So instead of tabletop, we're just in a child's pose. Inhale, come back to center, extend that right arm, and then bring that left arm underneath the right. And take that left temple to the mat, gazing over to the right side. Shift the hips back towards the heels. Nice deep breaths as you fill the belly. And deep exhale. You can even sigh it out. If it feels good to just let that sound out, by all means, nice deep breath in. And sigh it out. Deep breath in. Feel the back side body stretch as you inhale and sigh it out. It's all into the body and out the body. All right, on the next breath, take that left arm and leave it underneath that right arm. Extend it forward, take a gentle bow. And then let's walk the hands towards the knees, but come to your tabletop position. Let's curl the toes under, gently come to a downward facing dog. Pressing the heart towards the thighs and then gently walking the dog. So giving your body a nice little stretch, opening up the backside body. Lifting one heel after the other. And then maybe taking the feet to the edges of the mat and gently pressing the heart towards the thighs. Tone the legs, soft bend in the knees. Take that right leg, cross it in front of that left leg, and then take a peek underneath the armpit. Or if you want to open up to the left side, you can. So just a little option here. And take the gaze to the sky, and then lower down. So whatever feels good to you. If that doesn't feel good to you, just take your down dog, and that's okay. Press the heart towards the thighs as you come back to center and uncross that leg, and then take that left leg, cross it in front of the right. You can press the heart towards that left thigh, and then you can open up to the right side. Lower that right arm, come back to your downward dog slowly, uncross those legs, and take that wide step. Press the heart towards the thighs. All right, gently bringing the feet back about hip distance apart and walking your dog once again. Inhale that right leg long. Bring it all the way through, step forward, and we're going to lower that left knee down to the mat. Let's take a little lizard pose here, a little lizard lunge. So we're going to bring that right hand to the instep of that left foot and heel toe that right foot out. All right, so we can here, notice how just taking a peek at that back foot to make sure it's not turned in to align that foot, and you can actually shift that leg back if you want to get deeper into the hip or not. You can take that leg forward and be more gentle on the hip, or take it back to get into the hip a little more. So this is where the blocks can help you gradually come down by stacking them and allowing yourself to rest on the blocks. Taking a few breaths here. And then if you want to tilt the right foot to its outer edge, you can, to maybe get more deeply into the hip. This is how we gradually work our way down towards the mat. Maybe gazing at the top of the mat, just using your breath to ease into the sensations. Nice deep breaths. All right, so let's gently rise up. Hands come underneath the shoulders to lift ourselves up. And that right foot heel toes back. From here, let's gently lift that back knee, bring that back foot forward, come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Allow yourself to ragdoll and a soft bend in the knees. Release the neck and shoulders, maybe take a little bounce or a sway. Take a nod of the head. And when you take a shake of the head, left and right, shaking your head no, remind yourself that boundaries are okay. It's okay to say no. Sometimes we want to please so many people, and sometimes that doesn't feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, go ahead and say no. It's okay. Those that love you will understand. Inhale, hands on the shins, coming to your half lift, and let's root to rise, come all the way back up. Nice stretch up, palms together, palms come to heart. Ah, that felt good. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. This so feels good. All right.
So let's do this again together. Inhale, palms rise, reach up, reach back. Press the hips forward. Exhale, forward fold over all the way down. Inhale, hands on the shins, come to a half lift, pulling that navel in. Exhale, plant those palms, step back with both feet, come into a plank or a modified plank. Then we're going to press into a down dog. Other side, left leg lifts, bring it all the way through, step forward. Right knee to the mat, foot flat. Nice deep breath as we rise for a low lunge. Reach back, arms rise up and reach back. And then on the exhale, lower down. Left hand comes into the instep of that left foot, heel toe that left foot out. And then allow yourself to adjust into your hips. Nice deep breath here. A few more breaths. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders, lifting yourself up, heel toe that left foot back to center, and bracket that front foot. And here, front foot meets back this time. Come to a plank or modified plank, and then shift your hips back for a child's pose just for a moment. Walk the hands towards the knees. Nice deep breath in, rise up, hips up, arms come up. And let's take that bow. Arms reach back. Inhale, reach up. Reach back. Exhale, take that bow. Inhale, reach up, reach back. And this is just to move some of that energy out of the body. We're taking a really low, mellow practice today, a little bit slower. So just moving that energy, shaking it out through those hands as you reach back, reach up and back. And then as we rise up, arms come up, gently float the arms down by your side, lower the hips down, and shift your hips to one side, swing your legs around. Come to the middle of the mat, so that when we lie down, your head lands on the mat. And let's take a gentle rock. Take the hands to the front of the knees, and we're going to gently allow ourselves to fall back and forward, back and forward, back, forward, and this time let's come onto our backs, squeeze in for a little tight squeeze, and then from here, feet fall to the mat, arms by your side, and allow for a gentle windshield wiper, back and forth. Take that, so bring the knees back to center, take that right ankle to the left thigh, a little supine pigeon, weave the hands through the legs, interlace the fingers underneath that left thigh, and gently flex the feet and reach, bring that thigh towards you. Just taking it easy with the sensations and the hips. Tuck the chin. Nice deep breath. From here, release the hands, bring that left foot to the mat, and then bring your arms to a T, and then allow the knees to fall to the right side. Take the gaze over to the left side.
And then release the legs, bring the knees back to center, windshield wiper, back and forth. And then take that left ankle to the right knee, above the to the top of the right knee, and then gently weave the hands through the legs, interlace the fingers underneath that right thigh, flex both feet, and gently pull that thigh towards you. One side might be tighter than the other. Tuck the chin, pull the navel in, and use your breath. Anchor into your breath. Relaxing the face, relaxing the mouth. Breathing in and out the nose. Then gently lower that right leg, that right foot down to the mat. Release the bind. Arms come to a half T, and then bring those knees to the left side for a little gentle twist. Slow, nice and slow. And then gently coming back to center, bringing both feet to the mat, extend the legs to a full body stretch. Arms over the head. And then allow your arms to fall by your sides, coming back the way we started into your Shavasana. And just be. Allowing yourself to feel supported. Feeling the support all the way from your heels to the head. Hips feel nice and relaxed and heavy. And shoulders are nice and heavy. Allow the eyes to fall into their sockets as you close them. Inviting you to stay right where you are as I gently shift myself back to seated. And this time, I'm not going to cue you out. I'm going to allow you to stay there. By all means, give yourself the permission to stay in this Shavasana for as long as you need. Allowing yourself to just be. I'm going to seal class for all of us today as I bring my hands to the heart center, bringing my hands to our third eye to gently remember to think kind thoughts. May they be divinely guided. Down to our lips to speak kind words. May our words always also be divinely guided. And back to our hearts to remind us to live life full of love, joy, inner strength, grace, and lots of courage and lots of gratitude. I'm so grateful for all of you in our community. I take this opportunity again to take a deep bow to you, all of you, from my heart to yours. Namaste, and have a wonderful, wonderful, peaceful Shavasana.